Gourmet restaurants, endless buffets. Let's be real, one of the best parts of cruising is the food. But what if I told you some of the most tempting dishes on board could actually wreck your vacation? Not just because they might taste bad, some could literally make you sick. According to the CDC, cruise ship illness outbreaks have already hit 18 cases this year, matching all of last year with months still to go. Now, this isn't to scare you. Most cruise food is perfectly safe and delicious, but smart cruisers know what you eat on a cruise can make or break your trip. In this video, we're counting down the 10 cruise foods you should avoid based on insights from health experts and seasoned travelers. We'll uncover the hidden dangers, and I'll show you exactly what to eat instead so you can enjoy your trip worry-free. Ready to protect your stomach and your vacation? Let's dive in. Number 10. Heavy, rich, or spicy foods. Kicking off our countdown is a category that isn't about contamination or food poisoning, but about something just as capable of ruining your day at sea: digestive upset. When your body is already adjusting to the motion of the ship, the last thing you want to do is overload your stomach with foods that are difficult to digest. Let's start with spicy food. Even if you normally have a high tolerance for heat, it's best to be cautious on a cruise. The active compound in chili peppers, capsaicin, can irritate the stomach lining and cause issues like acid reflux or diarrhea. When you combine that with potential seasickness, you could be in for a miserable time. The same logic applies to heavy, high-fat foods. Think of greasy burgers, bacon, or pasta drowning in a rich, creamy Alfredo or Hollandaise sauce. These dishes feel heavy because they take your body longer to digest, which can lead to bloating, indigestion, and nausea. Furthermore, those cream-based sauces carry a double risk at the buffet. Not only can they upset a sensitive stomach, but they can also spoil quickly if they're not kept steaming hot. This doesn't mean you can't indulge. The key is moderation and making smarter choices. Instead of grabbing the burger that's been sitting in a buffet tray, head to the ship's outdoor grill and get one cooked fresh. And if you're craving that fettuccine Alfredo, you'll have a much better and safer experience ordering it in the main dining room or a specialty Italian restaurant. Number 9. Communal Condiments. This is an item we often grab without a second thought, but you should be cautious with the communal condiment bottles and dispensers at the buffet. These are high-touch items that are handled by hundreds of people every day, and you rarely see them being cleaned. The primary risk here is the easy spread of germs from one person's hands to the bottle, and then to yours. In a closed environment like a cruise ship where viruses can spread quickly, you want to minimize that risk. There's also a smaller chance of spoilage. While most condiments like ketchup are shelf-stable, if they're left sitting too close to a heat lamp or other warm food, they can spoil ahead of time. So what can you do? The best option is to ask a crew member if they have single-serving packets available. If you're using a large pump-style dispenser, like at the burger station, use a fresh napkin to press the pump instead of your bare hand. And most importantly, always make it a habit to wash or sanitize your hands right before you sit down to eat. Number 8. Self-serve machines. That free, all-you-can-eat soft-serve ice cream might be one of the most beloved perks of a cruise, especially on a hot day. But unfortunately, it's also one of the germiest spots on the ship. The same goes for the self-serve soda fountains and ice dispensers. The problem is that these are high-touch machines. Hundreds of different people all day long are touching the same levers, buttons, and spouts. All it takes is one person with unwashed hands to spread germs to the entire machine. This is especially true on family-friendly cruises where excited kids, who may not be as rigorous about hand washing, are frequent users. Beyond that, a 2023 study found that 42% of soda machine spouts tested positive for coliform bacteria. If the machines aren't cleaned meticulously, they can harbor germs and even mold. A good rule of thumb is to look at the state of the machine. If the area around the soft-serve dispenser is a big, sticky mess, it's best to just avoid it. The safest solution is to look for stations where a crew member is serving the food, like a gelato bar or a station with hand-scooped ice cream. And for drinks, choosing a bottled or canned soda is always a safer bet than using the communal fountain. Number 7. Soft cheeses and unpasteurized dairy. A beautiful cheese plate or a rich, creamy dessert can feel like the perfect vacation indulgence. However, you'll want to be selective, especially at the buffet. Soft cheeses like brie, feta, and blue cheese, along with some dairy-based desserts, can be risky if not stored properly. The main concern here is bacteria, particularly Listeria, which can thrive in soft cheeses that have been sitting at unsafe temperatures. The same goes for desserts like cheesecake or custard-based pastries. If they are left out too long and aren't properly chilled, they can become a breeding ground for bacteria. While most dairy on a cruise ship is pasteurized to kill harmful germs because ships source ingredients from all over the world, it never hurts to be extra cautious. If you're at the buffet and a soft cheese or a custard dessert doesn't seem properly chilled, it's best to just skip it. A much safer bet is to enjoy these types of indulgent foods in one of the ship's sit-down venues, like the main dining room or a specialty restaurant. There, you can be more confident that the dish has been stored correctly and is being served fresh. Number 6. Buffet scrambled eggs. This next food is a source of endless debate among seasoned cruisers, and one that many people learn to avoid. Buffet scrambled eggs are often described as watery, runny, and just tasting fake, and there's a very good reason for that. To feed such a high volume of people, cruise lines often use powdered or liquid egg products instead of fresh eggs for their large batch cooking. It makes sense from a logistics standpoint. It's much easier to transport and store powdered eggs than thousands of real ones. While they aren't necessarily bad for you, the taste and texture just aren't the same. More importantly, these huge batches of eggs are then held for long periods under heat lamps, which, as we know, can be a potential safety risk if the temperature isn't perfectly maintained. Thankfully, the solution is incredibly easy. Simply walk right past that giant tray of pre-made eggs and head over to the omelet station. The chefs there use fresh, cracked eggs, and here's a pro tip. You can ask them to make you a fresh plate of scrambled eggs, not just an omelet. Alternatively, you can always enjoy a perfectly cooked breakfast in the main dining room. Number 5. Buffet foods at unsafe temperatures. This next point isn't about a single food, but rather a universal red flag that you must watch for across the entire buffet. Temperature isn't just about what makes food taste good, it's the single most important factor in keeping it safe. Any food that falls into the temperature danger zone, which is between 40 and 140 degrees Fahrenheit or 4 and 60 degrees Celsius, is at risk. In this range, bacteria can multiply incredibly fast. Hot food needs to stay steaming hot, and cold food needs to stay properly cold. So, you need to be a detective. Look at the food in those buffet trays. Is that casserole or cheesy pasta steaming, or does it look lukewarm? Is that pizza slice under the heat lamp looking dried out and congealed? If a dish doesn't seem hot enough or cold enough, it's safer to skip it. The safest option is to always choose items that you see being brought out fresh from the kitchen, or to get your meal from a station where it's cooked to order right in front of you. Number 4. Deli meats and smoked fish. That elegant platter of charcuterie and smoked salmon at the buffet looks sophisticated and tempting, but you should approach it with serious caution. Cold cuts like ham, salami, pastrami, pate, and even smoked fish carry a risk of a particularly nasty pathogen. Just like with soft cheeses, these foods can carry Listeria, a dangerous bacteria that has been linked to serious foodborne illness outbreaks. What makes it particularly tricky is its ability to survive and even grow at refrigerated temperatures, making those beautifully arranged but long-standing chilled buffet trays a potential hazard. This warning is especially critical for certain passengers. The risk from Listeria is significantly higher for pregnant women, older adults, and anyone with a compromised immune system. Given that these pre-sliced meats are often left on display for extended periods, the safest bet is to skip them. If you're in the mood for a sandwich, consider a hot one, like a grilled panini or a Philly cheesesteak from one of the ship's made-to-order grill stations instead. Number 3. Raw produce and salad bar items. It's rare to hear advice telling you to skip a salad, but on a cruise ship, that nice, crisp salad bar might be riskier than you think. While it seems like the healthiest option, raw produce is frequently linked to norovirus outbreaks, and the CDC itself flags pre-cut salads as a high-risk item for travelers. The problem comes down to handling and exposure. First, those vegetables are handled by multiple people before they even hit the buffet line. Then, once they're sitting in that open bar, they are vulnerable to airborne germs from coughs and sneezes and cross-contamination from every other passenger serving themselves. You should also be especially cautious with pre-made mayonnaise-based salads like coleslaw, tuna salad, or pasta salad. If they aren't kept perfectly chilled, they can become a breeding ground for bacteria. So, when it comes to produce on a cruise, a good rule to live by is the traveler's motto: boil it, cook it, peel it, or forget it. Instead of the raw salad bar, choose cooked vegetable sides. And if you want fruit, skip the pre-cut fruit salad and grab a whole banana or an orange. By peeling it yourself, you ensure that you're not consuming anything from the potentially contaminated exterior. Number 2. Sushi, buffet or self-serve. This one may hurt to hear because you're on vacation and want to treat yourself, but you need to be very wary of the sushi at the buffet. While cruise ship kitchens are meticulous about handling raw fish, the main health risk doesn't come from the chefs. It comes from the buffet setting itself. The first problem is time and temperature. You simply don't know how long that platter of maki and sashimi has been sitting out. Sushi needs to be kept cold, and if it's left out too long, it can quickly enter the temperature danger zone. But the even bigger issue is cross-contamination. With hundreds of passengers using the same serving tongs during the lunch or dinner rush, it's incredibly easy for germs to spread from one person's hands to the utensils and then onto the food that you're about to eat. So if you really have a craving, the safest bet is to head over to the buffet as soon as it opens to get the very first, freshest platter. However, the best advice is to skip the buffet sushi entirely. Many modern ships have top-tier, a la carte sushi restaurants where every single piece is made fresh to order for you. It's a far safer and honestly more delicious way to get your sushi fix at sea. Number 1. Raw meat and seafood. We've reached the top of our list, and for good reason. This category is the most frequently linked to gastrointestinal outbreaks on cruise ships. We're talking dishes like ceviche, poke, steak tartare, carpaccio, and especially raw shellfish. Think oysters, clams, and even some shrimp cocktails. The issue is simple. These foods carry the highest risk for harboring dangerous bacteria such as norovirus, Vibrio, Salmonella, and E. coli. Their safety depends on strict, continuous temperature control, which is nearly impossible to guarantee on a busy public buffet line. Sorry, oyster lovers, but nothing will ruin your vacation faster than a bad batch. Shellfish has been at the heart of multiple norovirus outbreaks. Here's a major red flag. If you see oysters or shrimp cocktail on the buffet, they must be sitting in a deep bed of visible ice. If not, or if the ice looks melted, that's your cue to walk away. So what's the solution? If you're craving seafood or steak, stick to cooked versions. Opt for steamed mussels, sautéed shrimp, or a hearty clam chowder. And instead of grabbing a rare steak from the buffet, order one from the main dining room or a specialty restaurant. There, you can be confident it was prepared to order and cook to a safe internal temperature, something that can be rushed in a mass-produced buffet setting. Before we wrap up, here are 3 golden rules that veteran cruisers swear by to stay healthy at sea. First, and most importantly, wash your hands with soap and water often. It's the single most effective way to prevent illness. Second, whenever you have the option, choose foods that are cooked to order, like from the grill or omelet station. This dramatically reduces your risk. And the ultimate pro tip? Many experienced cruisers skip the self-serve buffet for lunch and dinner and head to the main dining room instead. The food is included, cooked fresh, and served directly to you. So, there you have it. It's not about fearing the buffet, it's about outsmarting it. By knowing which foods to avoid and making a few smart swaps, you can protect your stomach and your vacation. Now I'd love to hear from you. What's a food you always avoid on a cruise? Let me know in the comments below. If this video helped you out, give it a like. It really supports the channel. And don't forget to subscribe for more travel smart content. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay safe, eat smart, and happy cruising.